The first day I arrived on the planet Veyrathi, 5, I realized that being human in an alien world was more humiliating than I had imagined. The Veyrathi Academy was a sprawling city of metallic towers and floating walkways, where every student was an elite in their own right. They were stronger, faster, and more accustomed to the harsh realities of life on a war-torn planet. I, a human engineer, had been sent here to study alien technology and assist with interstellar communications, a task far more technical than physical. Yet, when I stepped onto the Academy's main courtyard, all eyes turned to me, and not in admiration. A cluster of towering alien cadets, their luminescent skin glowing faintly under the artificial sun, snickered as I fumbled with my gravity boots. One of them, a hulking male with 4 arms, called out in a mixture of hisses and clicks, "Look at the human. Can he even walk properly?" The laughter was unbearable. I felt the weight of 1,000 eyes on me, and my cheeks burned. I was about to retreat when someone unexpectedly spoke up. "He's mine," said a soft yet firm voice. I turned and saw her, a Veyrathi girl with cerulean skin that shimmered under the light, her violet eyes fixed unwaveringly on me. She was shorter than most of her peers, but there was a fire in her stance that made the entire group fall silent. I stammered. "I said he's mine," she repeated, stepping forward. "If anyone dares mock him, they'll answer to me." Her name was Lyra, and in that instant I realized she was unlike any of the other cadets. While they thrived on intimidation and superiority, she seemed to see something more, something beyond appearances. From that day on, Lyra became my unexpected protector. She guided me through the Academy's labyrinthine hallways, explained complex technologies in ways even I could understand, and kept me from being completely humiliated in front of the more aggressive cadets. But life at the Academy was far from easy. Every day brought new challenges, tests of intellect, combat simulations, and survival drills that pushed me to my limits. The cadets laughed at me at first, calling me the fragile human, the weak link, and the joke that walks. But whenever their taunts grew too harsh, Lyra would appear, her presence alone enough to silence them. Over time, I began to understand her world better. The Veyrathi were a warrior race, bred for resilience and cunning. Their strength was not just physical, it was a reflection of discipline and pride. To be accepted, one had to endure trials that would crush most beings. And yet, Lyra had chosen to stand by me, a human, an outsider, someone entirely untested in the ways of her people. It wasn't long before the Academy announced the Trial of Unity, a rigorous test pairing cadets with partners of differing species to solve life-or-death scenarios on a simulated battlefield. The test was designed to expose weaknesses and create alliances. I was paired with Lyra. The first simulation dropped us onto a crumbling cityscape ravaged by rogue AI drones. Buildings collapsed around us, and laser fire erupted from every angle. I panicked at first, unsure how to survive without proper combat training. Lyra grabbed my hand, her grip firm and commanding. "Listen to me," she said. "Follow my lead, and we'll get through this." We ran together through narrow alleys, dodging falling debris and drone fire. She showed me how to use the environment to our advantage, hacking power nodes to short-circuit drones, collapsing walls to create barriers, and using alien tech I didn't even know existed. By the end of the trial, we had completed the scenario flawlessly. The other cadets stared in disbelief as we emerged from the simulation, battered but victorious. I glanced at Lyra, and she gave me a small, triumphant smile. "See," she said, "you're not a joke anymore." But it wasn't just the Academy watching. Word of our performance spread quickly, reaching the attention of the Academy Council, high-ranking officers, and even visiting dignitaries from nearby systems. Some cadets who had once laughed at me now regarded me with wary respect. Others, however, simmered with envy and resentment, plotting to humiliate me again. The next challenge was the Arena of Trials, a public combat test where cadets faced off against mechanical beasts designed to mimic the deadliest predators of Veyrathi. 5. Despite my apprehension, Lyra insisted I participate alongside her. "You can't hide behind me forever," she said. "If you want to survive here, you have to face fear head-on." The arena was massive, a circular expanse filled with rocky terrain, pits, and shifting obstacles. The mechanical beasts were swift and relentless. My human reflexes lagged behind Lyra's inhuman speed, but she guided me, covering my flanks and coordinating our attacks. At one point, a beast lunged at me. I froze, but Lyra shouted, "Move!" She pushed me aside and struck the creature with precision, disabling it instantly. I realized then that her claim of "he's mine" wasn't just possessive, it was protective. She trusted me enough to fight alongside me, yet she bore the responsibility of keeping me alive. By the time we defeated the final beast, the crowd erupted into cheers. The same cadets who had mocked me now nodded in acknowledgement, their laughter replaced with grudging respect. Lyra turned to me, eyes sparkling, and whispered, "See? You're stronger than you think." Over the following weeks, we became inseparable. We trained together, studied together, and navigated the complex hierarchy of the academy as a team. Lyra's declaration of "he's mine" became a shield, a silent warning to anyone who dared underestimate me again. Yet, despite our growing closeness, I sensed a deeper conflict within Lyra. She had been raised in a society that valued strength above all, yet she had chosen to stand by a human, a species considered weaker and unproven. I confronted her one evening in the quiet of the observation deck, overlooking the neon-lit city below. "Why me?" I asked. "Why protect someone who can't even defend himself?" Lyra's eyes softened, and she looked away briefly before answering. "Because strength isn't always in muscle or reflexes. Sometimes it's in courage, in the willingness to face a world that doesn't accept you. I saw that in you." Her words struck me deeply. I realized that her protection wasn't just about ownership or pride. It was about recognizing potential where no one else did. The final test of the academy was not a simulation, nor a trial in the arena. It was a diplomatic mission to the neighboring system of Zerine 4, where a rogue faction threatened war unless their grievances were addressed. Cadets were sent in pairs to negotiate, mediate, and ensure the safety of civilians. Lyra and I were selected. The mission was perilous. Failure could spark an interstellar conflict. Yet, with her by my side, I felt an unprecedented confidence. She taught me how to communicate with alien leaders, how to read subtle shifts in body language, and how to negotiate with both authority and caution. During the negotiations, a misunderstanding escalated, and a weaponized drone targeted our ship. I froze, unsure how to respond, but Lyra leapt into action, expertly neutralizing the threat while coordinating our escape. Her actions saved countless lives that day, but more importantly, she demonstrated that she trusted me in critical moments, including decisions that required quick thinking and moral judgment. When we returned to the academy, the council commended our performance. We had not only survived every trial, but had proven that unity and trust could overcome prejudice and fear. The cadets who had laughed at me first now looked at me with respect, and perhaps a hint of awe. Lyra approached me afterward, her cerulean skin shimmering under the evening lights. She smiled, a mixture of pride and mischief in her violet eyes. "You see," she said softly, "no one can laugh at you now. Not when I've claimed you." I chuckled, shaking my head. I never thought I'd survive this place, let alone have someone like you on my side. She reached for my hand, lacing her fingers with mine. You survived because I saw what no one else did. And I knew you were worth it. You're mine, and don't forget it. From that day on, I was no longer the human who arrived on Veyrathi 5 as a joke. I was a cadet, a partner, and above all, someone who had earned a place in a world that had once laughed at me. And as for Lyra, she was no longer just the girl who defended me. She was my ally, my friend, and something far more profound than I could have imagined. Even in a galaxy filled with countless stars, countless planets, and countless beings stronger than me, I had survived. Not because of muscle or speed, but because someone believed in me, and that belief was stronger than anything I had ever known. And Lyra? She never let anyone forget who I belonged to.